All right, guys, we are nearing the end of the week. The month of freedom is over. We're getting back on our feet, and I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about a few things, but specifically, we got to talk about merch. Okay, about 3 weeks ago, I went on the main channel, told you guys about our massive merch debacle, and we closed down the CletusMcFarland.com website because basically we took in a ton of orders during the Escalade V giveaway, which was very exciting. We decided to move warehouses. It was a complete disaster. We got back up on our feet. We promised you guys 3 weeks we would have all the orders out, and we did miss that by a little bit. 3 weeks would have been Monday. It is now Thursday, and I'm here to tell you we're going to bleed all the way until Wednesday to get to zero. And that's a number we're confident in, that we've calculated on for the last few days. And there's a lot of reasons for it. I'll give you a quick rundown. Here's the deal. Besides just issues getting the warehouse going, we had some weird things like these tracking numbers that you guys were getting. You would pull up the tracking number and it would say, USPS hasn't received the shipment. Just the tracking number has been generated. Well, those packages left our office. At least we know some of them did. But then we realized maybe some of them didn't. So we tried to get proactive and fix these orders. And in the process of doing that, we double shipped. We don't even know how many orders. We weren't able to fully track it down because we did it by batch. So that's a mistake. I think it's in the hundreds though. We've gotten a handful of emails about it. If you did get a double order, shoot us an email. support@CletusMcFarland.com. We'll send you a label to send it back, but I understand if you don't. We have no way to track it, so I don't know. That situation has kept me up at night. And it trickled into another situation of inventory and whatever. But here we are. We lost some money on this situation. But whatever. Another situation is in the move to the new warehouse. We created our own inventory issues by double counting inventory in some circumstances. And we thought we had more than we did. We ran into situations where we couldn't fulfill some orders, and that's why we're bleeding to Wednesday. We are grinding out a lot of problematic orders. We're waiting on responses from customers. So if you haven't gotten an email yet that says your order's on the way, or you haven't got your package, which I think most of you should already have your packages, like I would say 95% of you should have your packages or they're in the mail. Maybe just check your email and see if you have like a question from our support team. The last week, our support team has been getting flooded with emails because of me saying, hey, they're all going to be out in 3 weeks, and we didn't meet that mark. So I know a lot of you guys might have set something in your calendar to reach out, and they're trying to catch up. We have 3 people working on customer support, and we're trying to get more people trained to do it, but it's got to be done right. Like it's hard to scale it quickly. So if you can hang on till Wednesday, the 11th, to hopefully get your orders in the email, that'd be great. But if you don't have it by Wednesday, that's the day we're hoping to be at zero. So we've been working every Saturday and double shifts during the weekdays since I put out that video 3 weeks ago, and we've been working our tails off. But obviously we've had a lot of issues, and that's why we didn't meet our goal. So I'm here to tell you again that we messed up, and this all goes back to the great debacle that I put us in with taking in this many orders and then also moving warehouses. It was poorly planned, but here we are, and I gotta just thank you guys for your patience. I will say that some of you were kind enough to even email me and say, Cletus, keep your head up. Like, this will all get better. And although it sounds dumb, like those emails do go a long way, and I appreciate those of you who just reached out or even sent me a text, whatever, like commented on a picture. It helped. It was a very stressful few weeks, and I think we're on the other side of it. So hopefully that all makes sense. Basically what I tried to say is by Wednesday the 11th of next week, we should be at 0 on orders, meaning they're in the mail and on the way. Most of them already are, but I'm saying for those of you who got suckered all the way to the end here for some reason, whether it was stock or a mistake we made in inventory or shipping issues, those of you who are here at the very end still waiting for your order, I ask you again for your patience. And if you can't give it, like I've said many times before, we will refund you if it hasn't shipped by the time we get to your customer service email. Now we're like a few days behind on customer service, so it's like the stress has gone like this. It was like low, and then merch warehouse move, it spiked the stress. It was starting to get better, and now it's coming back up. So I'm hoping we're like gonna level this out, get down to 0, and turn the website back on and start having happy customers again. But I don't know how long that'll take. Maybe a couple weeks. I don't even know what we're gonna do about relaunching the website. So I just will tell you guys it's been stressful. So on top of the month of freedom, this whole situation has been tough. But here we are. You live and you learn, folks. That's what it's all about. I don't know what kind of long-term damage this is going to do to our company. I don't know how many customers we permanently lost from this situation. We really won't know until we do our next promotion. Hopefully the numbers aren't in the dumps, but I did it to myself. So that's all I can say. All right, that's hopefully going to cover the merch update. Man, other updates. A lot of people have been upset about the cheap car challenge. I got some more updates coming on that. I wanted to say, I don't disagree with you guys that it got a little out of hand. We probably shouldn't have done the sponsored rule where you got half price on sponsored stuff. That was stupid. And, it's hard unless you have a ton of rules. Like, James and I are just going to run the gray area. And so are Zach and Ty. Like, we're all going to run it. So we have some rethinking to do on the whole deal. I just don't know what it's going to be without making it boring. So hang tight on that. We're thinking about it, though. We're having a blast. I hope no one's getting too upset about it because we're having fun. If you're watching a YouTube video and getting upset about it, like, you're missing the point. We're going racing with our buddies. As much as it might seem like we're mad at each other and arguing, it's just our competitiveness. But we're all having a blast, so trust in that. We'll come back and revisit it, though. Maddie's going to need a new daily. I got to figure that out. Turns out Rip thinks the car's too loud. She thinks the car's too loud. Doesn't want to drive a cammed Tahoe every day. So I'm working on that. I might go the Suburban route, but the Expeditions are cool too. So kind of open options on that if anyone has any ideas. Looking forward to going out of town this weekend. Got some cool content lined up for that. I don't know. That's really all I've updated for now. Thank you guys for your patience again. All you guys who bought from us and waited it out. I appreciate you. And I love the positive Facebook posts I'm seeing of people like getting their orders and cheering, even though they waited 8 weeks, 10 weeks. I'm like, thank you for waiting. Really appreciate you guys. Thanks. See you later.